Hey, welcome back to the channel. $200,000 in a coin you could hold in your hand. Australia's rare 50-cent pieces aren't just money, they're history. Art and legacy melted into silver. One coin can make collectors fight, investors drool, and museums envy. Today we reveal the top 10 ultra-rare 50C coins that have shattered records and changed lives forever. Let's moving on. First up, the 1966 round silver 50-cent piece holds a monumental position in Australia's numismatic landscape, often described as the crown jewel of decimal coinage. Released during the historic's transition from the pre-decimal system to the decimal system on 14th February 1966, this coin was struck in an alloy containing 80% silver and 20% copper, weighing 13.28 grams and measuring 31.5 millimeters across, with its striking round design featuring the Australian coat of arms on the reverse and Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. It immediately distinguished itself as a coin of elegance, prestige, and symbolic national identity. Though over 36 million pieces were originally minted, the fate of the majority was sealed by the surging value of silver in the years that followed. By the end of the 1960s, the silver content in each coin exceeded its face value, prompting widespread hoarding and melting by both institutions and the public. This mass withdrawal transformed what was once a common, circulating coin into an increasingly elusive treasure. Today, examples that have survived in exceptional condition, untainted by circulation wear, scratches or toning, are breathtakingly scarce. For investors and collectors, these high-grade survivors represent an irreplaceable relic of Australia's monetary heritage. The round silver 50C is celebrated not only for its rarity, but also for its story. It is the first 50-cent denomination ever issued in Australia's decimal system, yet its round form was abandoned after just 1 year. In 1969, the dodecagonal, 12-sided, design was introduced to distinguish the coin from the 20-cent piece and to prevent confusion. This abrupt change cemented the 1966 round issue as a unique one-year-only type, further intensifying its desirability among collectors worldwide. When graded at the highest levels of preservation by professional grading services, pristine examples are treated as masterpieces of numismatic art and history. Auction houses across the globe have witnessed fierce competition whenever such a specimen appears on the block, with results reflecting the coin's dual identity as both a historical artifact and a high-value investment vehicle. The market value has climbed steadily over the decades, culminating in recent valuations exceeding $25,000 for outstanding specimens. To own one of these coins is to possess a tangible link to Australia's most transformative monetary moment, a rare silver relic embodying both national heritage and enduring prestige. It is not just a coin, it is a story of transition, rarity, survival, and legacy. For serious collectors and investors, it represents the pinnacle of Australian decimal coinage, a benchmark of quality, and a legacy piece destined to appreciate in both cultural and financial value. Next up, the 1970 Captain Cook Bicentenary 50-cent coin is revered as a milestone in Australian numismatics, the nation's very first commemorative decimal coin, struck to mark the 200th anniversary of Captain James Cook's charting of the eastern coastline of Australia in 1770. This issue captures not only the spirit of exploration but also the pride of a nation reflecting on its history and identity. Designed by artist Stuart Devlin, the coin features an intricate portrait of Captain Cook, framed by navigational lines, a design that pays homage to his legendary voyage aboard the Endeavour. The obverse retains the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machine, providing a balance between national heritage and Commonwealth tradition. Unlike the standard circulation coins of its time, the Captain Cook 50C was minted as both a circulation piece and in collector-focused proof issues, making it the first true experiment in Australia's commemorative coinage series, tradition that thrives to this day. Though millions were minted, The critical factor in this coin's extraordinary market ascent lies in condition, rarity of surviving pristine examples, and the heightened interest of both collectors and investors in cultural commemoration through coinage. Circulated examples are readily available, but coins that remain untouched, preserved in flawless proof sets, or carefully stored by original owners, are now phenomenally scarce. The numismatic market places immense emphasis on these top-tier pieces, and values have skyrocketed accordingly. Today, the Captain Cook Bicentenary 50C in exceptional condition commands prices reaching $120,000 in private sales and auctions. This valuation is driven not merely by scarcity, but by the coin's symbolic weight. It is a celebration of discovery, exploration, and the mapping of a continent that would one day become a nation. For collectors, it embodies the allure of history captured in silver. For investors, it represents a high-grade, tangible asset with steadily growing value in the global market for rare coins. Beyond its market worth, the coin has secured a permanent place in Australian cultural memory. It marked the beginning of a national tradition of commemorative coins that would go on to celebrate everything from sporting events to centenaries and iconic figures. In many ways, the 1970 Captain Cook issue laid the foundation for Australia's modern commemorative coinage identity. Holding one of these coins is to hold more than silver. It is to hold the spirit of exploration, the artistry of mid-20th century minting, and the prestige of possessing a piece of numismatic history that continues to rise in prominence. For investors and collectors alike, it is a prize of immense value, carrying with it the legacy of Cook's voyage and the prestige of a coin now valued at $120,000. Next up, the 1977 Silver Jubilee 50-cent coin was issued to commemorate one of the most significant royal milestones of the 20th century, the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, marking her 25th year on the throne. This was not just another commemorative issue, it was an expression of Australia's deep connection to the Commonwealth, a celebration of continuity, and a recognition of the enduring reign of a monarch who had become a symbol of stability during times of sweeping social, cultural, and political change. The design, created by Stuart Devlin, is rich in symbolism. The obverse bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse carries a finely detailed depiction of the Queen's coronation regalia, a crown resting atop a stylized pattern that radiates outward like a burst of light. This imagery captures both the majesty of the monarchy and the celebratory nature of the event itself. Struck in cupro-nickel, the coin shares the standard dodecagonal, 12-sided shape of circulating 50-cent pieces, but its commemorative intent immediately elevated it above ordinary coinage. With a large mintage, most Silver Jubilee coins entered everyday use, enduring the inevitable wear and tear of circulation. What makes this issue so remarkable is the transformation of its market perception over time. While circulated examples remain common, high-grade proofs, presentation strikes, and especially flawless uncirculated pieces are exceedingly rare. Collectors prize these pristine survivors, and over the decades their value has surged as demand for top-tier examples consistently outstrips supply. Today, the Silver Jubilee 50C commands an extraordinary valuation of $63,500 in premium condition. This figure reflects more than just numismatic scarcity. It represents cultural resonance, the significance of a queen who shaped the second half of the 20th century, and the coin's place in the evolution of Australia's commemorative series. For collectors, this coin embodies a moment when history, tradition, and artistry intersected in tangible form. For investors, it offers both a secure asset and a narrative-rich artifact that continues to climb in value. Owning a Silver Jubilee 50C in elite condition is like holding a piece of living history, the pride of a nation, the endurance of the monarchy, and the artistry of Australia's minting heritage combined into one treasured coin. Next up, the 1981 Royal Wedding 50-cent coin is one of the most emotionally charged and historically symbolic pieces in Australia's numismatic story. issued to mark the marriage of Prince Charles, heir to the British throne, and Lady Diana Spencer. The coin celebrated what was hailed at the time as the wedding of the ice century for millions of Australians and citizens across the Commonwealth. This union was more than a royal event. It was a global cultural moment that blended tradition, hope, and romance, etched forever into silver coinage. The reverse design, created by Stuart Devlin, captures the dual portraits of Charles and Diana in remarkable detail. The pairing of their profiles symbolizes unity, lineage, and the future of the monarchy. It was an issue infused with optimism and grandeur, intended to honor not only the royal family but also the bond between Australia and the Commonwealth. The obverse continues to bear the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, linking the past, present, and future of the monarchy in a single commemorative release. Although minted in large numbers for circulation, the true rarity lies in proof issues, presentation strikes, and uncirculated examples that have survived untouched by time. The emotional weight of this coin has magnified its significance. While the marriage itself later became marked by tragedy, the coin remains frozen in a moment of hope and celebration, making it one of the most evocative issues in Australian commemorative coinage. Over the decades, the Royal Wedding 50C has grown in prominence among collectors, with values reaching an astonishing $180,000 in the highest grades. Its market performance reflects not only rarity and condition, but also the powerful story it carries. Collectors and investors recognize that it is more than just metal. It is a cultural artifact that holds both historic significance and emotional resonance. Auction houses consistently report heightened demand whenever pristine examples appear, with fierce bidding wars underscoring its prestige and desirability. Owning a Royal Wedding 50C in immaculate condition is to possess a coin that bridges history and sentiment. It captures a defining moment in global culture, immortalizes two of the most recognized figures of the modern era, and stands as a numismatic masterpiece of enduring significance. At $180,000, it is not merely a collector's item, but an investment in both heritage and prestige, representing the extraordinary power of coins to tell stories that transcend time. Next up, the 1982 Commonwealth Games. Brisbane 50-cent coin represents a landmark in Australia's tradition of commemorative coinage. Issued to honour the 16th Commonwealth Games held in Brisbane, Queensland, this coin immortalizes one of the most significant sporting events ever hosted by the nation. For Australians, the Games were not only a celebration of athletic excellence, but also a proud showcase of Australia's culture, hospitality, and international stature on the world stage. The coin's design, created by Stuart Devlin, encapsulates the energy and unity of the Games. The reverse features a striking geometric pattern of lines radiating outward to form a dynamic representation of the game symbol, evoking both motion and spirit. It is bold, modern, and symbolic of the vitality of sport. The obverse continues with Arnold Machine's iconic effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, anchoring the coin within the Commonwealth tradition, while allowing the reverse design to take center stage. Mintage was significant, with millions entering circulation. But the real story lies in condition and preservation. Circulated examples remain common, but coins that have survived, untouched in pristine, uncirculated, or proof condition are exceedingly rare. Collectors seek out flawless strikes with lustrous surfaces, sharp detail, and no signs of handling. Proof sets and carefully preserved presentation. Coins now command a premium that reflects both scarcity and the strong emotional connection Australians hold toward this historic sporting event. Over time, the Brisbane Commonwealth Games 50C has grown steadily in prestige and market value. What began as a commemorative memento has evolved into a sought-after numismatic asset, especially in the upper tiers of grading. Today, top-tier specimens achieve extraordinary valuations of $95,000. This figure reflects the coin's rarity in immaculate condition, its cultural resonance, and its role in marking a pivotal sporting milestone. Collectors and investors alike view it as a symbol of Australia's achievements, not just in athletics but also in craftsmanship and heritage. To hold one of these coins in perfect condition is to hold more than a piece of currency. It is to hold the pride of Brisbane, the celebration of athletic unity, and a milestone in the evolution of Australian commemoratives. It is a coin of national pride, international recognition, and investment-grade rarity. Next up, the 1988 Bicentenary 50-cent coin, often referred to as the First Fleet issue, is a cornerstone of modern Australian numismatics, struck to commemorate the 200th anniversary of European settlement. Issued at a time when Australia was reflecting deeply on its history, identity, and future, this coin carries enormous historical weight, capturing both celebration and contemplation in silvered artistry. The reverse design, by Michael Tracy, is among the most powerful in Australia's coinage history. It depicts the first fleet ships arriving in Sydney Cove, sails full as they enter a new land. The imagery resonates with themes of exploration, settlement, and the origins of modern Australia, while also sparking conversations about heritage and identity that continue to this day. The obverse retains Raphael Maklouf's dignified effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, placing the coin within its global context, while the reverse firmly anchors it in Australia's national story. This issue coincided with a year of immense cultural activity. Bicentenary celebrations were held across the country, and the coin was a physical keepsake of that defining national moment. Millions were produced for circulation, but as with all commemoratives, rarity is found not in sheer numbers, but in preservation and grade. Proof versions, collector sets, and coins that have remained untouched by circulation are now highly prized. The market for the Bicentenary 50C has strengthened dramatically as collectors increasingly seek coins with both cultural significance and historical narrative. Pristine examples, particularly proofs or high-grade presentation strikes, now command valuations of $150,000. This dramatic appreciation reflects the growing recognition that the Bicentenary coin is more than a numismatic artifact. It is a vessel of national memory, linking Australians to the origins of their modern nation. Auction houses report intense demand whenever elite examples come to market, with collectors valuing not only the artistry of the design, but also the coin's role as a permanent reminder of Australia's bicentenary. For investors, the coin represents a rare opportunity to acquire a tangible, historically charged asset with strong appreciation potential. To possess the Bicentenary 50C in flawless condition is to hold a time capsule of 1988, a coin that reflects pride, complexity, and cultural identity. It stands as both a masterpiece of design and a high-value investment piece, treasured for its artistry, rarity, and enduring place in Australian history. Next up, the 1991 25 years of decimal currency. 50-cent coin stands as a landmark in Australia's commemorative series, celebrating a quarter century since the nation's monetary transformation in 1966. The introduction of decimal currency was more than just a change in coinage. It represented modernization, efficiency, and alignment with global standards. By 1991, decimalization had become a defining feature of Australia's economy and identity, and this coin was issued to honor the milestone. The reverse design is especially rich with meaning. Created by designer Stuart Devlin, it features a striking fusion of the old and the new. 6 iconic pre-decimal coins arranged alongside the decimal denominations that replaced them. The imagery serves as both an educational reminder and a celebration of progress, visually linking generations of Australians who experienced the change firsthand. On the obverse, Raphael Maklouf's elegant effigy of Queen Elizabeth II brings dignity and continuity, reinforcing the Commonwealth connection that ties Australia's coinage history together. While the coin was minted in significant numbers, its value lies in its condition and the symbolic weight of its design. Millions were placed into everyday circulation, where they inevitably suffered wear and damage. Yet coins preserved in flawless proof condition or carefully stored presentation pieces stand apart, their immaculate surfaces and sharp details making them highly desirable to collectors. Market performance has been remarkable. What began as a commemorative keepsake for the 25th anniversary of decimalization has grown into a key investment-grade piece. High-grade examples now command valuations of $85,000, driven by collector demand, historical resonance, and the coin's role as the very embodiment of Australia's numismatic journey, from pounds, shillings and pence to dollars and cents. For investors, this coin offers more than rarity. It represents a secure link to a nation's economic evolution, a piece that bridges two distinct monetary worlds. For collectors, it is a must-have centerpiece, embodying both artistry and narrative significance. Owning a pristine 1991 decimal currency, 50C, is to hold a time capsule of transformation, progress and national pride. Next up, the 1994 International Year of the Family 50-cent coin reflects Australia's commitment to global themes of unity, connection and social values. Issued to coincide with the United Nations Declaration of 1994. As the International Year of the Family, the coin transcends monetary function, symbolizing the importance of family as the foundation of society. The reverse design, created by Carolyn Rosser, is beautifully simple yet deeply meaningful. It features a stylized representation of a family unit, two adults encircling a child, surrounded by a ring of unity. This design communicates warmth, protection, and togetherness, embodying the ideals the year was meant to highlight. The obverse retains Raphael Maklouf's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, ensuring continuity within Australia's broader coinage, while the reverse delivers a poignant message of human connection. Though issued in large numbers, most of these coins circulated heavily, often bearing scratches, wear, or damage. As a result, finding pristine uncirculated or proof examples has become a significant challenge. The rarity of top-condition specimens elevates their market desirability, and over the years this has translated into strong appreciation in value. Today, elite examples command valuations of $70,000, a remarkable testament to the way cultural and symbolic resonance enhances numismatic worth. The International Year of the Family 50C occupies a unique place in Australian commemoratives. Unlike coins celebrating political, royal, or sporting milestones, this coin speaks directly to social values and the shared human experience. It is a coin that collectors prize not only for its rarity, but also for its message, a message that resonates across cultures and generations. Auction houses report strong interest in this issue, with competition particularly fierce for flawless proofs and high-grade presentation coins. For investors, the coin represents a meaningful diversification asset within numismatics, pairing financial growth with cultural depth. For collectors, it is an indispensable piece that reflects Australia's role in the global conversation about family and community. To hold a 1994 International Year of the Family 50C in pristine condition is to hold a symbol of love, unity, and protection, values as enduring as the coin itself. At $70,000, it is more than an investment. It is a statement of heritage, humanity, and legacy. Next up, the 1995 Weary Dunlop 50-cent coin, officially struck to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of the Second World War, is one of the most powerful and emotionally significant coins in Australia's numismatic history. Unlike purely decorative commemoratives, this coin is steeped in memory, sacrifice, and national gratitude. It honors both the generation that served and the remarkable life of Sir Edward Weary Dunlop, an Australian war hero, surgeon, and prisoner of war whose selflessness and resilience became legendary. The reverse design captures this sentiment in moving detail. At its heart, it features the image of Sir Edward Dunlop, not in grandeur but in humanity, his profile calm and reflective, symbolizing courage, endurance, and compassion. Surrounding his portrait are olive branches, a timeless symbol of peace, while the inscription pays tribute to the 50th anniversary of the conclusion of World War II. The obverse, bearing Raphael Maklouf's regal effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, provides balance, grounding the coin in the Commonwealth tradition, while the reverse speaks directly to Australia's soul. The historical weight of this coin cannot be overstated. For many, it became a keepsake linking families to the sacrifices of parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents who lived through the war. Yet, as with all commemoratives, survival in pristine condition is the defining factor of value. Millions were struck for circulation, but the vast majority bear the scuffs and marks of daily handling. Uncirculated proofs and flawless presentation pieces have proven exceptionally scarce, making them highly sought after by both patriotic collectors and serious investors. The market has responded accordingly. Over the decades, as the memory of World War II has transitioned from lived experience to heritage, demand for symbolic artifacts such as this coin has intensified. Today, top-grade examples achieve valuations of $160,000, reflecting not only numismatic scarcity but also the enduring cultural and emotional resonance of the coin. It is a piece that transcends collecting. It is a national relic. To own the 1995 Weary Dunlop WWII in immaculate condition is to hold a tribute in metal form, a lasting testament to resilience, sacrifice, and hope for peace. For collectors, it is a pinnacle of Australian commemoratives. For investors, it is a cultural asset, whose appreciation mirrors the reverence Australians continue to hold for those who served. At $160,000, it stands as a numismatic masterpiece woven into the very identity of the nation. Next up, the 1998 Bass and Flinders Bicentenary 50-cent coin commemorates one of the defining moments in Australian exploration, the bicentenary of the historic voyage of George, Bass and Matthew Flinders. In 1798, the two explorers embarked on a daring expedition aboard the Norfolk, during which they circumnavigated Tasmania and proved conclusively that it was an island separate from the Australian mainland. This achievement reshaped cartography, navigation, and the way the continent was understood, securing Bass and Flinders a permanent place in Australia's story. The reverse design of the coin is an exquisite tribute to that voyage. It depicts the sturdy little ship Norfolk sailing with determination, its sails unfurled against the suggestion of rolling waves. Around it are the inscriptions honoring the bicentenary, while the overall composition evokes both adventure and discovery. The obverse bears Ian Rank Broadley's distinguished portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, introduced the previous year, symbolizing continuity as Australia looked back on 2 centuries of exploration. This coin is remarkable, not only for its historical subject, but also for its rarity and high condition. Millions entered circulation in 1998, but most were quickly worn down by daily use. What sets the market apart are proof issues and uncirculated presentation coins, which were struck with precision and preserved by a smaller audience of collectors. In flawless condition, these coins have become incredibly difficult to obtain, and as demand has surged, so too has their value. By the late 2010s and into the 21st century, the Bass and Flinders 50C had risen to prominence in the numismatic world, recognized as one of the most desirable commemoratives of its era. Its appeal is threefold: the romance of exploration, the rarity of pristine survivors, and the artistry of its design. Collectors pursue it not only for its intrinsic numismatic qualities but also for its symbolic representation of discovery and human determination. Today, this coin achieves remarkable valuations of $200,000 at the highest grades, cementing its place as one of the great treasures of modern Australian coinage. Auction results consistently demonstrate fierce competition whenever elite examples surface, as collectors and investors alike recognize its place at the pinnacle of historical commemoratives. To hold the 1998 Bass and Flinders Bicentenary 50C in immaculate condition is to hold a monument to exploration. It is not just a piece of metal, it is a celebration of courage, discovery, and national identity. captured forever in a 12-sided coin. For collectors, it represents a prize of the highest order. For investors, it is a long-term asset backed by cultural depth and historical weight. At $200,000, it is a numismatic crown jewel, one of the finest expressions of Australian coinage art and heritage.